All right, welcome to the show.
How are we?
Good, boys. What's happening?
Oh my god, I'm ready to fucking release a record on this thing.
Are you?
Yeah, I like it. It's
Well,
cool.
why not? Here we
I
go.
feel like
AJ Productions.
Frank Sinatra. I love it.
You look like Frank Sinatra.
Thank you.
I
Thank
look
you.
like a DJ the way you were in that.
You reckon?
I've got a bit. All right, we'll do it properly. Hold on.
All right, yo, welcome to the show.
What's going on? How are we?
Good, boys. What's happening? AJ?
You enjoying the podcast thing?
AJ, what's
I gotta have it like this.
AJ, what's your surname, bro? I can't say your surname.
It's Papadatos.
Papadatos.
It's a very long Irish last name.
Irish.
No.
Yeah,
Greek.
I was going to say, bro, it's not Irish. So we've got AJ
Papadatos.
Papadatos and Adrian Khalil co-hosting me today. Welcome to the show, Adrian.
Thanks, Joe.
Is this your first time on?
This is his first time on.
I'm a virgin as well. Fantastic.
Oh, God.
You were nowhere near a virgin. We'll get into that a bit later in the show, guys. What's happening, boys?
Oh man, you know, hustling, bustling.
What's happening out there in Hustletown?
Well, I don't know. I sell vibrators for a living.
You sell vibrators for a living?
I feel like it is a confession box.
It is a bit like a confession box.
I sell vibrators for a living.
Just wait for the confession a bit later in the show. Don't scare everyone off yet.
This is where people get intrigued.
We're a minute and 30 seconds in, man. Don't scare everyone off just yet. We'll get there. But mate, the podcast.
Well, you know,
What's up? How's it feel to be on the other side of the table?
it feels like, you know what, I feel more comfortable on this side.
Do you really?
Not much of a talker, but
You're not much of a talker. Come on, bro.
Nah,
Who
I
are
like
you
it.
kidding, man?
I like, you know what, I like it. To be honest, shocked, truth be told. I like being on. I like.
You can't help but promote, can you?
Nah, it's
You always
natural
got.
way.
I reckon you're gonna drop truth to be told about
Actually,
25 times in the next minute.
You know what I've been doing? Key was freaking out because Key's like, "Oh, have you been plugging the truth be told?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Where?" I'm like, "I've been going on all the news sites, and every time they drop news things,
You drop them.
I drop the thing." Because our first one was Stan and
Stan.
John Ibrahim. So I've shocked that I put John Ibrahim as the first thing on the actual name of the YouTube.
That was a good episode, man.
But.
You go deep, bro. How do you get so deep so quick? I was like 2 minutes into your podcast, and I'm like, "Fuck, bro, where's this going?"
I think I got, actually, to be honest, I got a natural ability for
Extract
people just to tell me.
Yeah, you do.
It's just like,
You do.
I was at a family friend's house the other night, and there was a lady there. Not going to disclose names, but
Yep.
she's 40, three kids, very like classy thing. Within 5 minutes, she told me her whole sexual history, and I'm like,
Well, but that comes natural with you.
well, she turned around and she's like, "Fuck, how'd you do that?"
Yeah, bro. But that comes natural with you. That's part of you selling your product. You're able to get that out easy.
I think, like, look, I think that's a good thing. The thing that I love about the adult industry is not actually
Yep.
the toys itself. It's the ability to
I-
speak
I-
to everyone.
I can't believe they're called toys, but we'll get there.
Man,
Like, man,
mate.
I've seen toys at Toys R Us. These aren't toys, man. But you
You
know,
definitely saw some good ones when I was on FaceTime today, hey.
bro. Today on FaceTime, actually, thank God I told you not to bring him in because if they made him on my table, I know what.
Have
we're
you
gonna
guys like do edits where you put photos up? I'm
No,
happy.
no, we're not putting any photos.
Man,
of
I'm
those
happy to
things
put
up.
photos up.
I know, but we're not putting photos of those things up. Put them up on your Insta, man.
I
They're
do.
not going up. You do. I know you do.
No holds barred, mate.
Bro, so truth be told, one episode in, going good.
I'm ready to go to the 100th.
Yeah, you will. You will go there.
I think
You're
that-
dedicated like that.
I think the first. Well, we've already recorded, and I think Truth Be Told's been around for 9 days. We've already recorded 4 episodes.
Oh, so you're going hard.
Yeah, nah. It's when
You're gonna put me out of business.
no, we don't compete. We help each other.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Is that adult talk industry?
Nah, fuck my competitors. no, but it's all love. No, it's all love. Look, at the end of the day, I think that the good. This is what I was saying to Kay actually. The good thing about podcast is, it's not like nightclubs. So, for example, like if we would go out on a Saturday night,
Yep.
you go to Marquee, you go to Ivy, I go to Compass. That's 25 Marquee, 25 thing, and like you lose that night. Not everyone's gonna chop around unless they get kicked out.
That's
You've
right.
never been kicked out of Compass before, but.
No, he hasn't. No, he's never. been kicked out. Never.
But-
how many times did you kick him out last year?
Nah, I wasn't there. All I just did was just out. I was like, I'm not getting involved in this,
That's
man.
a whole nother podcast.
I just wanted
that
to say
one
my
there.
story.
Man, James is also
That's
just
a whole
as
nother
bad.
podcast. James too.
Mate, James of the Tooth is just as bad. Let me just put it that way. We won't get there, but we'll keep that very confidential.
All right, so you've seen a lot in the club game, huh? You kicked out a lot of these guys.
Yeah, look, there's a lot that have been kicked out, man. There's I saw a lot. The club game taught me a lot as well.
So how'd you end up in the club game?
Well-
Because I know you. I've known you to do two things since I've met you. I'm about 4 or 5 years now. I've known you.
Yeah.
Give or take. Compass, you smashed the Compass.
Compass was the apprenticeship.
Yeah. Oh, that was the apprenticeship.
Wait for the podcast.
Bro, okay. Well, that one there, you look like you owned that hard. Like, man, you hustled that one good. And then I knew you in, the eggplant game.
Mate, still going?
You're hustling dildos.
The adult industry? They're called adult boutiques.
Adult boutiques?
Yeah.
That's just the way you charge more money for it, by calling it that.
No, we don't do that. We have competitive prices all around.
There you go.
No, the thing is, I don't like, look, there's a general stigma when it comes to adult stores. You got like the real, if you walk into an adult store, you see dark, dingy, like scumbag behind the counter. Shocked, not me, but like dark, dingy, like sleazy, very run down, no customer service. I've been lucky in the sense that my mum's a very, very strong businesswoman.
Yep.
All the stores are designed as if they're actual proper retail stores, boutiques. They're not sleazy. Our staff are all trained to be not sleazy.
Yep.
And it's just at the end of the day, it's if you've been in a marriage for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years.
Oh God, where's this going?
Babe, I'm just explaining. Look, you're gonna get over missionary. You're gonna get over all the usual stuff. So that's where toys and stuff come in and spice up relationships. At the end of the day, I save sex lives.
You save sex lives.
I'm like a lifesaver, but for sex lives.
Why don't you put that on your Insta in your bio?
I've got way too many things gonna go on that bio. I'm gonna be truth be told, I save sex lives.
So look, we'll get into the podcast, but the show's just hustle. So I want to get into the hustle. This is a very unique conversation for me because, man, I'm not going to lie to you. My wife actually messaged me. She said, "Don't do the show." But
why?
I said, "This is a hustle."
Actually?
I said, "This is a hustle. It's a real hustle. It's a good hustle. These guys are good operators." I said, "So I want to hear what it's like on the other side of the counter."
I got a question.
Yeah.
The thing is, she walks past every time she's in Westfield. She walks past Honeybird there.
My wife.
100%.
My wife goes to Woolies, the nail shop, the hair salon, and Toys R Us to get my son a real toy.
Yeah, but she's got to walk past. She's got to walk,
and leaves.
She's got to walk past. Everyone walks past Honeybird there in Westfield.
Yeah, I know.
We're essentially Honeybird there, but like the
triple X version.
They're very smart. They actually
do they sell the same product?
Yeah, they sell.
Oh,
they sell their own products, but they do it in a way they're allowed to because they put it behind the wall.
Oh, okay. So they show.
I could be in Westfields if I really wanted to.
You reckon?
100%. You just have to put it behind the wall.
Okay. All right.
Out of sight, out of mind. But everyone's got dirty minds, so they end up at that wall.
Well, that's a good point too, actually.
Because, like, I always thought, like, the adult industry, like, you think, oh, what the fuck? And when I tell people, they freak out.
Honestly, I think like that. And when I first thought about this and we spoke about coming on the show, I think at first when I thought about it, I go, man, this is going to be controversial to a certain degree. There's going to be some people who are going to find this really awkward and uncomfortable.
No.
But for me, I respect the hustle. I don't care about the product. This hustle that you guys got going on, what I can't get my head around is, bro, I come from a family business. I sold potatoes. you sell dildos.
I sell eggplants.
You sell eggplants. So what I'm curious about is how does this start as a family business?
So,
like that's something I reckon everybody...
20 what are we now? About 22, 23 years ago.
Okay, so what, 98-ish type thing?
Yeah, probably like early, what was I, probably 2000s, early 2000s.
Yep.
My stepdad, South Africa revoked, so that's when South Africa revoked the law to allow adult stores in
so it was illegal?
South Africa.
Was it illegal in South Africa?
In South Africa, it was illegal, like completely illegal, big jail sentence, everything.
So an actual jail sentence?
Actual proper.
Wow.
And the jails there is fucked, I've been. No, I didn't get locked up.
Oh, you been in jail in South Africa?
No.
I'm shocked.
I actually went to the actual, when I was over there, because I went over there for 6 months to see my stepdad, because it goes back to the hustle. He'd live there 6 months of the year, 6 months back here. So he capitalized on it, flew over, he was opening up a shop every 3 days.
Come on. In South Africa?
In South Africa. Every 3 days.
Bro, that's faster than McDonald's are opening stores.
Exactly. So like, and what happened is he capitalized on the opportunity. And then later on he came to think, and you got to remember back then as well, adult stores weren't how they are now, like boutiques. That's when they were like sleazy.
Yeah, because it had that King's Cross vibe to it.
Yeah, not even King's Cross. Like, so how it would be now, let's say, where's the camera facing? So like that painting there, let's say that's just a retail wall. That's all the toys. This rest of this whole room is all DVDs.
Okay, so videos.
DVDs and magazines were like, people were paying ridiculous amounts, $30, $40, $50 for DVDs and stuff.
Do people still buy that stuff, or it's just on the internet now?
Look, I freak out because people still buy DVDs.
Because you watch one every few hours.
No, I mean, look, I have to keep up to date with all.
You have to check the stock.
They do it. People still watch the physical copies. I mean, again, most people don't really have DVD players anymore.
That's true. Yeah.
I mean, the closest thing they have to a DVD player is a PlayStation.
Yep.
Really, or an Xbox. Yep. Sorry, my bad.
You're a great podcaster, man.
Sure.
I'm talking into the mic.
Well, my mic's normally anyway. And now what they've done, like now, because DVDs have died, and the good thing is, well, the adult industry, when everything goes to shit like everything has now, we go back to our basic necessities: sex, food, shelter. Thing. We're humans. We're animals as well. Everyone's gonna have sex, so it's a business that will never die.
Yep. I've actually heard this in bad times, like what we're going through now. People start gambling more, drinking more. And in your case, entertaining themselves more.
But at the moment, it's kind of like a gift and a curse in the sense that, unfortunately, yes, everyone's like, oh, you must be busier.
Yep.
To a degree, but no, because 2 million people have also lost their jobs.
That's right.
So when times are tough, you pretty much allocate your resources to what's important, and we're a discretionary item.
Yep.
But back then, so he was opening up. Back then, it was just all DVDs. Only I reckon 8-9 years ago, they started doing more toys.
Yep.
And you'll be surprised. Like when people ask me, "What's your age range of people that come in?" Mate, I'm
dying to hear this.
I've sold
someone
toys to 18.
Someone is so going into an early coffin in this conversation.
The oldest was 94.
Come on.
On God.
Oh,
you know why?
Well, mate, good.
Am I allowed to tell it? Or we?
Yeah.
You got a bleeper? You got to have a bleeper.
We'll figure that out. Don't worry. I think we got one of these things, Adrian, isn't it?
Hey, what's funny? I can't wait to see this. I can't wait to go. Joe's going to send me the YouTube link. It's going to be Joe's intro, and then that's it.
That's it.
Blacked out.
Just going to be blacked out the whole thing.
Thanks for being on the podcast, mate. No, he was 94. He came in. Older gentleman. I'm thinking,
yep.
What's going on here? Anyway, we start talking. He's like, look, my penis has died. What? Yeah, 94 years old. He's lost. And I don't look. The good thing is with my stores as well.
Yep.
The stores I work in, it's all confidential.
Yeah, well, I guess that would be very important, right?
Very, very important. Yeah. Like, I see a lot of my customers out about, like, I have close friends, everything. I see celebrities that have everything, but I'll never. You can put me on a subpoena. I'll never think, because at the end of the day, it's confidentiality. That's someone's personal life, and that's why people feel so comfortable talking to me about it.
Yeah, and I guess that's probably a big part of the success that your family's had. Like 20 years in this game.
Yeah,
like you'd have to maintain that confidentiality, and I can't imagine, like, if someone's in there, they're generally going to visit again.
100%.
You know what I mean? So
you got to remember as well with adult stores, 85 to 90% of people that walk in are looking to buy.
Yeah, well, you're not window shopping, are you?
No, they know they're looking for something, and if it's their first time, they know that they're gonna like either buy something or look to buy something.
Okay.
And then it's your job as the staff to we don't sell products, we educate.
Hold on.
Not like that.
What do you mean you educate? What do you mean you educate?
Anyway, and
this is a whole nother podcast. Hey, this is Just Hustle R-rated.
No, you know what? Look, people can learn from all types of industries. When you're versatile, I agree. It's not just you can learn from everyone. You can learn from janitors, garbage cleaners, people that sell commodities. There's lessons to be learned in everything.
100%.
If this was a frowned upon industry, which it is, sort of.
Look, I think it's changing. That's the honest truth. I think the nostalgia around it's changing. I think older generations are a lot more private about their sexuality. Younger generations, not so much.
No, you'll be surprised how many. I reckon my demographic is split along the range. Anyway, the 94-year-old.
Let's go back to this guy. This guy seems like he's a cool guy.
The 94-year-old, his penis passed away. Rest in peace. Honestly, he was true love to me.
Did you go to the funeral?
I thought, no, mate, come on. Now I know why she didn't want you to do it. I'm the sensible one.
I thought that's good customer service.
Mate. Anyway. And he's like, look, I still want to make love to my wife. Is there anything? So I sold him a strap-on.
You sold him a strap-on?
Yeah, 94 years old. And I thought it was like one of the greatest love stories since Notebook.
So this is Notebook 2?
This is Notebook 94.
94, well, there you go.
He's like, man, I was like,
we're going to get distracted a lot in this conversation. So let's go back to the hustle.
I hope you got an extra 3 hours.
So your stepfather lands from South Africa, opens up stores here. So what happened to the stores back in South Africa?
Still had him.
He still had
He
them.
was originally from here.
Okay.
And then he went to South Africa.
Yep.
Still had him. Met mum. Mum and him met because mum was a hustler too. So
What was your mum doing?
mum was a sales manager for companies that sold the old DVD cases.
Okay.
So that's how they met because he was buying DVD
He
cases.
was buying DVD. It was his rep.
Exactly.
Okay.
And that's how they met. And she was I've learned all my hustle and all my work ethic has come from my mum and my dad.
Yeah, that's cool.
They're both like my mum to this day still works 100-hour weeks. My old man will do 50, 60-hour weeks. Like so I can't really have any excuses. Like you can't. And I've never they've raised me to not be like what's it called
Lazy.
Yeah, lazy, but also not everything. Like my personal belief is everything that they have, they're comfortable. Everything that they have is theirs.
Yeah. Best way to think about that.
I'm not waiting and anything they give me, whenever there's time, God willing that it's longer later down in life.
Yeah.
It's just a bonus.
Yeah, you have to think that way. You can't count on someone else's hard work to.
I know so many people that sit there and they're like,
waiting.
We're gonna get this, we're gonna get that. I'm like, fucking do something with your life.
They're counting the money before it's not even their money.
It's not even that. It's disrespectful.
Yeah, it is disrespectful.
It's disrespectful. It's blood money. In a way, I don't care. I'll say it. It's blood money. You can't value how you gonna value a relationship with someone if all you're thinking about is the dollars you're gonna get when that person passes away.
Yeah, that's true.
That's blood money.
That's true.
So my view has always been that whatever they give me is a bonus. The most, and even that won't mean shit in comparison to the lessons and the values that they've given me.
So do you think you learned a lot of your hustle lessons from
1,000%.
everything?
Business, everything. 1,000%. Like I said, my old lady still does. If she wants, she'll do an 80, 100-hour week. Pull it off.
Crazy.
3 coffees in her hand. She's ready to go.
See, and that's something which I always think about that because I come from a family business as well, different, but same, different. Look, same hustle, different product.
I love how you have to add that different.
It's different. It's very different.
Same geographic.
I'm not going to lie, man. In my childhood, yours would have been a lot more exciting, bro.
I'd be 10 years old and there'd be boxes of butt plugs in the garage.
Adrian, you should have went over. So a lot of people think, and look, I'm going to do it my way. I don't care what anyone thinks. But a lot of people think if you have kids, getting them involved in a family business is wrong. They think you're forcing them to do a career that maybe they don't want to do. For me, don't get me wrong, I didn't want to sell potatoes. I just wanted to hustle. I loved working. I love getting out there doing shit. So for me, I just think with my son, to a certain degree, it's going to be non-optional that he hustles with me a bit. And if he goes down a different road, that's cool. But I encourage it. Being young, getting in there, doing the hustle with the family. But I guess, for you, was there any sort of negativity around that? Did you feel forced into working, or was it just you were in there?
So, to be honest with you, I love it and I hate it in a sense.
Yeah, it's true. Actually.
Because
you're right.
You would know. You were your man. You love it because you're so close. I speak to my old lady probably 10, 15, 20 times a day.
Yep.
But then again, you go home
and you're still talking about work.
And you're still talking about work. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And you don't there's that sort of where you're fuck, and then you're you trip out a bit because you're fuck, I want that balance. I want my mum, but
you can't have both. But
it's also we speak about business and we speak about this, and you're fuck.
I honestly think up until I had I don't know, maybe it's a bit different for you, but for me anyway, up until I had my first kid, which I've only got one and one on the way, but until I had my first kid, I don't think my parents and I ever spoke about anything other than business. And it wasn't bad. It was just that was the interest that we both had. Yeah. My father, we would never, if I said to my dad, let's go play, football in the park, which I would never say, I'd never had enough balls to say that. But if I did say it, he would look at me and say, well, how are you going to make money doing that? So for me, it was okay, well, let's go sell potatoes.
That's like my old man. My old man's but my old man's the funny thing is about my mum and my dad, they're not together, but the funny thing about them is they're polar opposites.
Oh, really?
When it comes to business, polar. So when my mum and dad were together, my dad opened up a Video Easy.
Your dad owned a Video Easy?
Not any. He had 2 Video Easies, one in Coogee and one in Bondi. So I grew up in Bondi and Coogee.
So for anyone under 25, they were those things that used to be in boxes with a picture on it, and you used to put them in a box, and that was Netflix in a box.
But to be honest, I feel like everything in my life has led me to this exact point. Like it's funny, think about it now. Like everything in my life has led me back to
The Just Hustle
what I want
experience.
to do. Shock, the Just Hustle, and truth be told, TV. No, but everything in my life has taught me something. Like I was actually thinking about it the other day. Like I used to sit in the video shop because my dad he's a notorious worker. Like he would work it himself. He doesn't like he would do 12, 15-hour days. He used to have me in the video shop. Lucky he had all the back then they had the internet cafes.
Yeah.
He'd have an internet cafe in the Bondi one. So I used to play games. I'd watch videos in the back.
So if someone wanted to come in and just jump on, I didn't even think it was YouTube back then. It was Yahoo or Alta Vista or something.
I can't even remember.
So they would come in to jump on Yahoo and have an eggplant next door.
Nah, no eggplant, mate. It's a video easy.
Oh, this was a video easy at the internet
Mate,
cafe. All right.
what are you talking about? That was
I thought your dad was just trying to get people into the sell fruit.
Nah, I think so he used to they both work like work like crazy. But shit, my mum was a risk taker.
Yep.
My mum was, whereas my dad's the save, like if he makes $1,000,
Old school.
he'll save 999 and live off the dollar.
So is your stepfather or your father?
So my stepfather's the one with the adult stores.
Yep.
My dad was the one with the video easies.
Okay. So your stepfather, Aussie or South African?
No, he's Dutch.
He's Dutch.
He was originally born in Australia.
Yep.
Dutch background. So my brother's a half Dutch. Dutch background. And then the opportunity came for him to go to South Africa, and he'd do that 6 months.
Wow.
Here. But South Africa is fuck that.
That's crazy now.
He had to walk. He used to have a pistol in his dashboard.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Like when I went there, I was young. I think I was about 6, 7. Mate, like there was kids at 6 years old, 7 years old, naked in the street. 4, 5 of them, 6 of them, just hoarding them. My mum used to get, like, as bad as it sounds, my mum used to get bread rolls and they'd just rush. And like it's just,
I've been all over the world and I've seen this, man, and it's actually crazy because unless you've been there and seen it, you don't realize the world that we live in.
Nah.
You know what I mean, man? Like
It's the other side. Shout out Young and Lips.
Yeah, there you go.
But
this guy can't help but promote.
It's honestly the other side. Like people don't realize, you know. And I was having this conversation with Kay last night. Australian work ethic is shit.
It is shit.
Right. Australians have no fucking work ethic.
It is shit, but I can't blame. It's hard in a way. Australian work ethic isn't like work ethic overseas. I wouldn't say it's shit, but it's not. It's shit compared to some.
You know why?
Why?
Because our lowest level of living
is their highest
is
standard.
middle class for them, and we take it for granted.
And that's what I was trying to say. Like, it's not shit. It's very different. But the problem I think that we've got here is that it's exactly right. We take everything for granted. Even now, like with everything that's happened recently, hey, we're going to give everyone $750 a week if you can't work. We're going to give you this. We're going to give you that. We're going to put your mortgage on hold.
And the other fuckwits that were already on am I allowed to swear?
You can do what you like, mate. Just be real.
I'm just getting bleeped. I'm getting bleeped out this whole thing.
Just be real.
And then the other fuckwits who sit there and do nothing and dole bludge and go sit and go buy drugs and shit, they get more $750.
Yep.
Like this government freaks me out. Like, look, they did it the right way.
Yeah, 100%.
I think they did it. Everyone was drilling Scott Morrison. Like, I
take my hat off to him, man.
You gotta understand something. If he shut down, if he shut like all these people on, this is what Facebook burns me. It's like, lucky I had Key in my life. I swear to God, I'd be on Facebook all day just punching all the people. I'd just be starting arguments. I would be starting arguments. Because this is what burns me. If you shut down the country straight away, I know we're going off topic, but
no, bro. Let's chat it, man.
If we shut down the country straight away, your dumbass on Facebook who's making all those comments can't go stand at Centrelink. Country shut down, you can't go anywhere.
Yeah. We had this conversation on a podcast a few weeks back. Same thing. If you want to work in this country, there is no shortage of work. And I think that's what...
You can make money on your phone.
100%. You can make money on your phone. Exactly right. And I think that's what frustrates me the most about this because I know nothing but work. I don't wake up on a Sunday and go for a stroll in the park. I wake up on Sunday, I go to work. It's just what I do. So when you travel the world and you see this, and this is why I think it's very, very important for people. And even if you can't afford to travel, just jump online, man.
Go on YouTube.
Yeah, just go on YouTube. Jump online. The info's there, man. When I was in the Middle East 2 years ago, I was driving through...
Lebanon?
Lebanon. When I was traveling through Lebanon, I'm going through the mountains into these villages and, man, I could not... I could not believe the hustle that these 6 and 7-year-old kids had. I was driving along the road. This kid jumps in front of the car and he looks at me and goes, "Do you want potato chips?" And I'm like, man, if this kid in the middle of Lebanon, up in the mountains, is hustling to sell potato chips, how can't anyone in Australia with free education, free living if you need it, every opportunity in the world, and a great country to live in and actually hustle in, how can't you find work? I just can't get that.
Because I think Australians are very lazy too. Like I'm talking all background Australians are very lazy.
We're very fortunate, and we've become comfortable with that, I think.
You can say fortunate, or you can say, I think both. I think both. Like, no, I'm not going to be controversial, but like, I think both. I think. Look, it depends on how you view it. I think everyone goes through a stage in life where we all kind of kick back a little bit, and then we realize like, oh, okay, fuck, I got to pull myself up together, and I got to do it. But like, you're right. Well, Australia is fortunate because you got free internet. You can go to Westfields, sit at Westfields for 5 hours on your phone, and watch YouTube videos on how the stock market works, how this works, how to go to a job interview. People freak out, and me and Key still freak out because when I actually first started working, I didn't get a job. Key got me a job originally.
Yep.
At a marketing firm.
Oh, really? Okay.
I'm not going to shout out that marketing firm because she was a gronk. And like honestly,
that seems to be the word of the show. Everyone's calling everyone a gronk.
She was. Well, this because my old man always taught me like, you know what? Sometimes you got to work for free to show your value.
100%. I couldn't agree with that more.
They don't do it these days. Shocked that Adrian's on $5 an hour. He's doing good. And I'll just make clear, I only work for $1 an hour for Key. Just clear that up.
Bro, but the lessons you learn.
Oh, yeah. Value.
There you go.
Nah, but like I said to her, look, I'm happy to work for free for a month. Yep. And if you actually, my first job in marketing, I said that as well. I'm like, look, I'm about to go to Europe. Mm-hmm. I'll work for free for a month right before I go to Europe. And if you guys are happy with me, I'm happy to come back and work. You don't lose money. I got everything to gain. You guys got everything to gain and nothing to lose.
Yep.
But young people these days, they want to come in for an hour trial and they still expect to get paid.
Yeah, no, it's very different. It's very, very different.
Like, although I think the growth in things is going to slow down. You're going to have people. Look, it's a gift and a curse in a way that.
What's that?
I think everyone's going to slow down. Like people are going to slow down. The work rate's going to slow down. But the people who have hustle and actually have a desire to work and have a desire to build and grow, they're going to succeed because there's going to be less competition.
Bro, I don't think there has ever been a better time to be a hustler. Man, like, I don't know about you, but man, I obviously watch my parents hustle every day. I was there. I left school at 13 or 14. I didn't even finish. And I watch my parents hustle every day, but even the stories of before I was even around the hustle that they had to do, it was a nightmare. These stories, man, they used to give me nightmares. Like, I would hear stories of my father a train would come into the markets with 20 or 30 carriages full of pumpkins that had to be hand unloaded and then hand reloaded onto trucks. And they would do that for nothing, like less than a labourer's wage. Where now, like you said, man, with your phone, you can make an income. You can sit there just punching away and have things happening.
You know what I love about that era, but they would never complain.
No, they never complained. They were grateful.
They just do it. That's it. We got a job. Yeah. We put food on the table.
They were grateful, and they were savers. They were all savers.
That's why they've all made their money.
Yeah, it's
true.
True.
All of them are saved, and then they've invested. Like my grandparents think they've got quite a few properties themselves.
About 100, 150?
No, we're not like.
You're Greek, so it's got to be up above 200.
Nah. $200.
Yeah, sure. That's a typical Greek response.
Nah, but like that's all they knew. Like my grandfather to this day, he's 80. He's just turned 90.
Wow, God bless.
He retired, I think, at 55, but he couldn't stop working.
What did he do for work?
So I can't even remember. But what he would do after he retired, because he couldn't stand my grandmother, she'd just do his head in at home. Yeah. And God bless her. And he would just go and pick up cans.
Yep.
Mind you, this is before all the machines. He'd pick up the cans.
He was onto something.
And then sell them.
Yeah, he was onto something.
And he cleaned up, but he didn't even do it for the money. He just to get out of the house and walk. He was fit as a horse. He'd walk around. I used to be at soccer games, and no, I didn't play soccer. it's a spectator sport.
You were just there, spectating.
I was there to look at the cheerleaders. And I just see my grandfather just there pulling cans out of the bin. Mate, what are you doing, mate?
Yeah.
But like you look at it back then as a kid and you get embarrassed, but then you realize like,
hats off, man. Total respect.
That's like you know, that's you have to. People these days aren't willing to do what they have to do.
I believe that. Yeah, that's true.
Back in those days, like they didn't give a fuck. They didn't care about embarrassment. They didn't care about pride. They didn't care anything. If you have to put, like, people will rather value their pride than putting a paycheck on the table these days. In a negative way, not
True.
like in a, like, they'd rather take, not in a like bad way, like, oh, we'll put my pride first because of respect. Like, they'd rather throw away a paycheck because of their ego.
Yeah, that's true. Very true.
They don't want to comment like that. Like, I don't care. I'll comment on news things. I posted a thing on the other day about the adult shop for a job. Over 500 people commented, taking the piss. I don't care.
Oh, really? Okay. So not looking for a job. They're taking the piss.
I still got 50 resumes.
Well, see, that's, yeah.
But like, majority of the comments are taking the piss. But at the end of the day, half these people don't have jobs. I'm still working.
Yeah, you're working. You're running, what, 3 shops?
I'm only running the one of them, but we got 3.
You got 3. Okay. So let's go back to the hustle. This story. I love this story. We're going to go back to the hustle. All right. So where's store number 1 open up? Where and when did it open up?
Oh, I couldn't tell you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no. Like,
why? Well, you're here to talk about that.
Shocked that
You didn't come prepared?
no, I didn't get a questions. I had a specific list of the things.
spot.
I had a specific list of the things that I needed for this
Yeah,
podcast.
no, but that's you hustling too hard.
No. I just wanted a bottle of Hennessy, 2 bottles of Grey Goose, 6 Fiji waters,
Yeah, we know.
San Pellegrino.
We know. But look, we got you. Not San Pen. We got you. What did we get you? San Benedito. Is that what's that?
That's like San Ghetto.
That's the more expensive version.
San Ghetto. This looks.
That's the more expensive version.
Actually
Yeah,
very, very top quality.
they're our sponsors.
You know what they get on my podcast?
I've seen it.
Coles water.
Well, they say he's the smart hustle here, not me.
It's just humble beginnings. I'll later update to Coles Plus, but
Coles Plus.
Yeah,
I didn't know there was a Coles Plus.
I don't think there is either. We'll make one.
I'm sure
Coles,
you.
I need that endorsement deal. Let's talk.
Endorsement deal. CK about that.
Sure.
So how do you end up with the clubs? So we go from so let's go. So we know about the adult stores.
All right, so I started.
We know about the podcast. Let's go because
We'll go a quick run day.
believe it or not, I've actually been asking around, and that's why I wanted you on the show. You actually do motivate and mentor a few guys out there in that club entertainment space. So
I think so.
No, you do because bro, what you did at Compass was big. You know, like that club. Even honestly, even Key man says he did a great job. He was very upset when you went to go and sell eggplants. You know. So
Look, I started.
So let's talk about that. How'd you end up at Compass?
So I started look. A friend of mine. I'm not going to name names, but a friend of mine was going down a bad way in life.
Yep.
And he got the opportunity through Key and to promote.
Okay.
And he wasn't confident in like he was confident, but he wasn't like thing. And I said, look, you know, at the end of the day, you got to focus on getting an income that's green and being proper, and you know, like be a normal member of society in a sense. The opportunity came up, and I said, look, we'll do it together. And because at the time, like promoting, it's a very loud thing.
So for anyone out there who doesn't know what promoting is, what is it?
Promoting essentially is like, let's say I go on Facebook.
Yep.
I have a bunch of promoters for a nightclub. It's pretty much like you're a human poll poster, really. And what you do is if it's a $25 entry, the promoter will get a cut of that entry for anyone who says he's guest list. So if you're a popular kid at school, a popular kid in life, you got 2,000-3,000 friends. It's a good little side hustle, and especially if you're social.
Yeah.
I had no interest in it. To be honest with you, I'm like I used to like be like haha. I used to laugh at people. Like,
yeah,
fuck you. Like, what are you doing? Like, I'm
trying to get someone out to this club or whatever.
Yeah, like, I'm thinking like I used to like partying and stuff. I was thinking, what the fuck? Anyway, I went through a stage in my life where I had some personal things, so I stopped drinking. I said to myself, I'm gonna from age 21 to 22.
Yep, you're just breaking the place.
Hey, by the way, since Luke Irwin got the break shit, where do I get the break?
No. We can't do that.
No, he didn't get the break shit. I want to start breaking laptops.
Luke,
the fuck? Let me run through a glass window. I'll do it.
We'll do that after the show.
Fantastic. But yeah, like so. Where were we? Now I've lost it. I was got excited about.
No, we're talking about the hustle, the promoting.
Oh yeah. So
yeah, you just want to break. Doesn't everyone want to break stuff when they come here?
Well, you got it all over social media. I got excited. I thought it's like, those demolition rooms. I got pumped.
We're just going to need a room just with this.
I wore my best white t-shirt, just have blood all over it.
We're just going to have to give them a room where they can just go in and just break stuff.
You know how much money those places make?
What? There's places they do break stuff?
Yeah.
Man, this is just hustle. How come we don't know about this stuff?
Think about it. You double brick a wall. They're not allowed to touch the walls, and you just have a whole bunch of cheap furniture that you got to pick up off the side of the road and you break it.
Big old TVs.
Yeah.
Really? You know about that?
I can't remember where I've seen it. Maybe somewhere in the city.
Shocked that this whole office is about to turn into a demolition yard.
Oh, wow. I
charge
don't
big
know
money,
about that
man.
hustle.
You can charge big money.
There you go.
There you go. You learn something new every day.
That's a hustle. We're going to find those guys. We're going to bring those guys on the show.
Eggplants to demolition.
We're going to get those guys who break shit on the show.
You know.
How do you even get into that game?
I think it's in America.
So what, you just go, you get pissed off, pay money, and then you just go smash stuff.
Well, look, you're doing a good thing for society because would you rather smash something or smash someone?
I'm not going to answer. It's best not to answer that.
Mate, you just got to get your minds out the gutter. I got to work on my vocabulary. Back to compass.
I reckon 9 out of 10 conversations this guy has goes down a dirty road.
I didn't say anything. I've been a gentleman.
I was just talking about breaking stuff. I don't know where your mind went.
There's certain words that I can't use. It's unfortunate.
I'll figure it out.
But
Yep. So you end up at the club you're promoting.
So I end up. I'm still working at a cafe at that stage because I'd left my marketing job.
Yep. So the marketing thing didn't work out.
Yeah, it wasn't. Look, I actually got fired.
Oh, really?
I got let go. Yeah, because it was. I don't even know where I was at in life. It was the best thing that ever happened to me, but
Okay.
and I'm still close friends with the owner and stuff. We're very close friends.
You just called her a gronk.
No, not that market. I'll tell you the marketing. No. The first marketing, the one where I work for free. Like there was 2 places where I worked for free.
Okay. So the free place was the gronk.
Look, I left Bay Vista. I left Bay Vista.
You at Bay Vista, were you?
Let me give you a quick timeline.
Let's go.
All right.
Let's go. Start here.
From 12, I started working.
Yeah.
I was working in my uncle's Pertex, just cleaning it up every weekend.
I like Pertec. Good business.
While I was staying at work. Staying at school. And then at 14, I went to Bay Vista. I was at Bay Vista till I was 17.
So you became a pancake man.
Pretty much. Did my HSC.
And now you're back to selling pancakes. R-rated pancakes.
You got to get your mind out that gutter. You have to get your mind out that gutter. Anyway.
It's you.
I'm going to have to.
Anyway.
Hey, I like how you can grab these. Get your minds out the gutter.
Come on, this guy.
I can't have a proper conversation.
You see how we built the club?
We're going to change the thing to Just Hustle to Just Talk so I can talk.
You see how we built the club? Everything he does is a promotion.
Hey, you got to wait till I tell you stories about that. You'll freak out.
Let's go. All right, so we're at Bay Vista. You make
Anyway, Bay Vista, I finished up at right when I turned 18 and then I go into the family business.
So you were at Bay Vista for 4 years, 5 years?
3-4 years. And not like little, like one shifts. Like I was doing Wednesday nights, Friday, Saturday nights. I worked I missed out on a lot of parties when I was younger.
And for people that don't know, that's a crazy place to work. Like that's non-stop.
Right when it started too, right when it opened. And like that's what taught me like how to talk to people, how to like really like think.
Yep. So now you're 18. Where are you?
Now I'm family business in the adult stores.
Yep.
I did that for 2 years before I went to Europe. Okay. Then before I went to Europe, I'm like, I was at uni at the time.
You went to uni?
Macquarie, Bachelor of Marketing.
See what I mean? Everything's a hustle. Everything's promoted. Like, there you go.
Macquarie, Bachelor of Marketing.
Did you finish?
No.
Yeah, I can't see you finishing. Not in a bad way. I think you'd get your...
My view in life is look, props and respect to everyone that go and get that piece of paper.
Yep.
Do I think you need it for a business degree?
No, not at all. I don't believe that whatsoever.
Waste of time. I actually tell people, every time that I speak to them tells me they're doing a bachelor degree, drop out, go to YouTube. You save yourself $100,000. I'm still paying off my fucking hex. I get a mad tax bill, then it's $5,000. I'm like, what the fuck? Look, that was my barley money.
You got really angry with the tax department, man.
No, I love the tax department. I love the tax department. But
everybody loves them.
Yeah, but yeah, then like my view is like fuck, it's a waste of time. So I dropped out, and the thing is, I cheated on one of my exams.
Yep.
This is when I knew I had to drop out. I cheated on my statistics exam, and the thing is, you cheat to win. I cheated because I thought I was smart. Like there was one bloke here, there was me here, there's another guy here.
You cheated off some dopes.
Oh, no. Listen to this. I was the fucking dope. I was a dope. I cheated. Anyway, and I'm like, I walked out. I'm like, fuck, I blitzed this. Because I knew he was smart. Like, I blitzed this. And I walked out, me being the little cocky thing that I was like, thanks, brother, for the help. He's like, what do you mean?
Oh, he dobbed you in.
No. It gets better. It's even worse. It's even stupider. I'm like, thanks, brother, for the help. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, bro, I copied your test. He's like, bro.
He didn't know what he was doing.
No. He knew what he was doing. He was smart. But what they do is they give you an A test and a B test. Oh. I thought he was doing the A test. I had the A test. He had the B test.
They do that?
Yeah, so you don't cheat.
I didn't know that. Did you know that?
Yeah.
I failed
know that.
statistics
I
3
didn't know
times.
that.
3 times.
You know, I did the exact same thing as you. I went to Macquarie and I nearly got kicked out for cheating too.
So I didn't get caught. That's your fault. I
This
didn't get caught.
is showing a really bad example of the hustle.
Nah, look, my view is if you're doing a business degree, the only good thing about a business degree is it teaches you time management. But even then, half the people that are doing business degrees,
That's actually crazy because no one in business manages time.
nah, they do it last minute.
Yeah.
If you told me that I have 6 months to do a project, I guarantee you I can do it in 6 hours.
100%.
The night before it's due.
I don't think anyone in business actually manages time well whatsoever.
Nah, shocking that I was running late.
Yeah, I know. Did you bring those desserts?
No,
I messaged you about
I brought you eggplants.
No, you keep the eggplants, mate. You keep the eggplants.
But
No.
and then I also uni. So right before I went to Europe, I said, look, I'm not going to. This is where I learned a lot in life. I went to a family friend's company. I went to a family friend's sister's company, and I said, look, I'm dropping out of uni. I'm happy to go back if I have to. I don't want to.
Yep.
Everyone in that company all had degrees. Every single person in the company all had degrees, and they were all 25 plus.
Yep.
And I said, look, I just want to learn. I'm happy to work for a month for free. Don't pay for nothing. I'll pay for everything, whatever. And, you know, if you guys like me, I'm going to Europe in a month. If you guys like me, when I get back, I'd
Hire me.
hire me.
Yep.
This is the first one, yeah?
This is the first one.
This is the Gronk.
No, this is not the Gronk.
Oh, okay.
There's people I love. Like, I learned so much from him.
Yep.
The other one's the Gronk. We'll get into that. Gronk. And then, so did that. Went to Europe, partied a lot.
Did you work in Europe?
No, I partied.
Adrian did.
I supported the economy in Europe.
Yeah.
The Mykonos economy, I supported.
They need the help.
No, they didn't. We were spending way too much money. They need to reimburse me for that. I'm going to speak to the tax department. But got back. I worked there for 6 months. Now, back then, like, to be honest with you, I had work ethic, but I wasn't like, I don't know. I was just in a weird place, and it didn't work out. They let go of me in a polite way. They let go of me in January of the year after. I can't remember. I think it's 2017.
Yep.
Anyway, then I'm in a car with a friend, and there was like a lot of money in the back, like illegitimate.
Yeah.
And then we pretty much said, look, you know, he said this opportunity has come up, blah blah. Would you start promoting? And I'm thinking, what? Sit there on Facebook and say thing. It's like, yeah, fuck it, why not? I'm like, bro, I got nothing else to do. Fuck it. It's a side job because I was already working that time, and I was learning about diversifying my income because you know, like.
Because you do study a lot. I noticed that. Even though you didn't go and finish like
I love
uni,
reading.
You're always reading something.
Always learning. Always on podcasts. Always on Truth Be Told podcast. Always learning, man. I'm fascinated. I'm fascinated by reading anything. You can talk to me about war strategy. I love strategy.
Because I know this. You do read a lot of that, and they're not easy reads either.
Nah, I love history too. History, like I love how
world history or
world history, but I love like old school generals, like
really,
like all your old school Greek figures, old school Romans.
Shock.
Napoleon, what a guy.
Napoleon was the man. Yeah.
Even some American presidents, like
there were some mad ones.
Theodore Roosevelt,
champion.
He was like
we go way back.
Mate, he has this saying, and like I say it all the time to myself every single day now. It's you'd rather wear out than rust out.
You'd rather wear out than rust out. I like that. I haven't heard that. I like that.
You'd rather wear out and rust out. And cause
is that your saying in the adult show?
Is that what I mean?
Is that what I mean?
Can we keep this conversation on track? Far out. It is.
Yep. I thought so. It's on your sales receipt.
Yeah. And
So you read it. So
yeah,
you like?
I love learning. So in my view was I'll outlearn anybody.
I believe that. I've seen what you hustle, man. What you learn.
Because you never know when you're going to use a bit of information and how a bit of information will actually help you. And you know what? The learning and reading, like I read every morning. I spend about an hour. I wake up earlier. I read and I meditate every morning.
Oh, you meditate?
I never used to meditate because you know how I'm fidgety.
Yeah.
But then I started meditating, and it's one of the best things to think. And reading, man, because there's so much, and all different things too. I'm not really like a story person. Like I can't. Biographies I can do. Yeah. Biographies I can do, but I'm fascinated by how people have done things in their lives.
Yeah, true.
And it's crazy. It's crazy as well because you look at the old school work rate as well. Like Alexander the Great conquered the modern day world in 10 years.
10 years, yeah.
And you're telling me you can't. Like People can't do fuck all. Like
You can't register an ABN.
you know what I mean. That's what I mean. Like and
Yep.
and that like so I got a vision board at home as well, and I got all of them characters on there because it's like it's a constant reminder to
So you actually went and made a vision board?
yeah.
And you recommend
This girl
everyone
actually
should do that?
this girl in my life recommended it.
Yeah.
She's like, because I'm a big believer in the law of attraction, manifestation, positivity, and stuff like that.
100%.
And she's like, oh, you should get a vision board. And I'm like, to be honest with you, I half-assed it. Like the first attempt, I half-assed it. I'm shocked that it was all stacks of money.
And it's actually good that we're talking about this because a lot of people mistake the vision board.
Nah, then you have to. Then I realized, like, look, if we're gonna do something, we gotta do it properly. So I did it properly. So on there now, I've got like I'm still at home with my old lady, but I want to move out. And on there, I've got the actual apartment, same level, same everything, all images of it that I want to move into. And I'll move into it in 6 months.
Where is it?
It's Ramsgate Beach. No, Manly. My location is very. I move it all the time. You remember I'm on a very controversial podcast.
Yeah.
I got people,
tracking you down.
It's actually in Ridle Me. Did I say Ridle Me or Cogra? I can't remember. But yeah, so the vision board.
Yep.
If you, and it's not just looking at something.
So you got old historical figures on your vision board.
I got historical figures. I got business. I got drug dealers on there, like old school drug dealers. Nah, because like.
What? But what? See, this is why a drug dealer?
I'm fascinated by old school drug kingpins. Just the way that they carry themselves.
Because it's actually, what's actually interesting about that conversation is a lot of people say that, and if you actually speak to, like I've got a lot of friends who are actually detectives and things like that. And
Shock, thank you. Is this going straight to the office?
No, they're all right. They're fair. But they actually say that a lot of these guys who are actually pretty heavy drug dealers that they've arrested and charged over time are actual geniuses.
Yeah.
And if they put that knowledge into legitimate business, they could build a major corporation.
Look at Jay-Z.
Yeah. He used to be a dealer back in the day.
Billion. You know what he used to do? Because I'm fascinated by music, like music kingpins as well.
Yep.
He used to go, so he lived in Marcy Project.
So Diddy or Jay-Z?
Nah, I love Diddy.
Yeah.
Like I love Diddy because I remember, like I'm like loud like that.
Yeah, you look like him, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. We're going to go back to eggplants now too. I like Diddy because he's like very loud. But I like how Jay-Z is very like
low key.
Very low key. Yep. He's savvy.
He's very savvy.
What he used to do is he'd go from the projects and then he'd go to suburbs that are like 3 times more affluent.
Yep.
And sell it at 3 times the price.
So there you go. That's
and then
that's the hustle.
You look at old school like drug kingpins and how they used to carry themselves, how they used to wear nice suits, and how they rose from nothing. Yep. So it's not that I don't condone any of that. I don't. At the end of the day, everyone's business is. You
respect
business.
the hustle. You respect.
I respect good business, and I think you can, like I said before, there's good business in everything. You can learn from everything. You can learn from adult stores. You can learn from drug. You can learn good business from everything. I mean, even the way cartels carry themselves. There's ways. There's good business in literally everything.
No, there is. You've just, like you said, you respect the way they build it, the way they manage it, the way they operate it.
And there's a thing that I always look at, going back to reading, and then we'll go back to compass. There's if you pretty much you stand on the heads of giants if you read.
That's true.
You learn so many lessons that you don't have to go through.
Well, look who you're surrounding yourself with.
Exactly. If you are who you surround yourself with. So
that's right.
If you're if you think about it, when you're reading, you're having a conversation with yourself through someone else.
Absolutely.
So if you're doing that and you're constantly reading and positive, they're a positive influence on your life. And that's the same with the vision board.
Yep.
If you're viewing something constantly, looking at it every day, because I look at it every day, every night, you are attracting that thing into your life because you are what you do. You are your habits. Your habits. The one thing I learned this year is your habits are fucking everything. Like they're crucial.
Absolutely.
Because how old are you now?
Power of habit.
How old are you now?
23.
Shocked.
No, 33.
You're 33. Yeah. Do you remember when you were 28?
I do actually. Yeah.
But does it feel like does 5 years feel a while ago?
Honestly, it depends on the day. I got days I feel like it was 100 years ago. I got days it feels like it was yesterday. It's just weird.
Okay. So in 5 years' time, you're going to be 38.
Yep.
So
thanks.
Shocked. Imagine how much you can do in 5 years. If you do,
absolutely.
Let's say, for example, you spend your morning, if you wake up at 6 a.m. And you spend the first 2 hours of your morning dedicated to exercise, self-reflection and learning. Let's say 30 minutes exercise, 30 minutes self-reflection, and 1 hour learning.
Yep.
Nothing done with your business, just in general improving your skills. Now, if you times that by 365 and times that by 5, imagine the position you'd be in.
You master it.
And that's what I tell people all the time. Like, you are your habits.
Because that's what they say. It takes 10,000 hours to master something.
Like, Keys Arta's discretion, shocked that I'm plugging again. He'll be on my next episode of the podcast.
But he deserves a plug.
No, he deserves a plug. He was at 11 years old. 11 years old. He was grinding. Not grinding, because I think at 11 years old you don't understand work, because
but even refining, even starting his talent.
Exactly. He was. I think the good thing is at his age, it wasn't work. It was more a passion. And then what happens is later on, if you stick to it, like basketball and all that, you get to monetize it.
100%.
And so what he's done is like now the bloke's making 5 beats a day. He's done the 10,000 hours. I actually said it to him. It's the 10,000 hour rule. You become a guru. Anything in life that you do, it's there's a real estate agent that I love. His name is Matt Steinway. He's Australian.
Matt Steinway. Where's he from?
I think he's from the coast.
Yep.
But he's like one of the number ones. He said this. Actually, one of his workers said it about him, and he says that Matt's view is if you have massive big days, that you stack them up and you lead to like monster years.
True.
Like, if you really think about how much time we waste in a day, it's ridiculous.
Oh, we waste heaps, man.
You know, it's like, it's ridiculous. Like, I'm not saying I'm like the advocate of it, because I can be lazy. Like, it's my gift and my curse. I can be lazy as well, and I can waste time. But when you start realizing how much time you waste and how much time your time's limited on this planet, like, you got to treat it like you're going to die today. Like, I can walk out of this podcast and die. Shocked that you'd love that, because the views will go up anyway. But
well, we're not big time. No one's gonna really care.
No one's gonna care that I die.
No one's gonna care. We're not gonna get a heap of ratings. We're not gonna get a heap of ratings if one of us gets hit by a car tomorrow. It's not gonna be on the news. They're just gonna say some guy in Parental.
Biggie and Tupac documentary. Sorry, my bad.
Maybe in 20 years if it blows up. But no, but you're right, man. Like, you have to manage your time well. And that thing you mentioned about self-reflection, spending time for yourself is very, very important.
It is imperative. And actually going back to Compass now, the one thing that, and Kate can vouch for it, the one thing that I would do in the 2-3 years that I work for him is I would look at my worst trait and I'd try to improve it. And
I've seen you doing that all the time.
And then like I would look at my worst possible trait. And you know what? Even in relationships, even if like at Compass, I was like, I'll say it, I was a cunt. Like, sometimes I was a good boss, like a good manager, and sometimes I was a cunt to work for. I'll take full responsibility. Like, I don't care. I was a cunt. But the thing is, unfortunately, like, you know, at times you can't go back, but you also learn from it.
Yeah, it's true.
You know, you gotta. Every human being's got to grow. If you're not growing, get the fuck out of the way. You're wasting time.
That's true.
You know, you're just wasting your own time on this earth if you're not growing and, you know, and maturing. But yeah, I like to go on tangents. Right. I like, you should see me last night. We're mid podcast because we filmed 2 last night and we're midway and my camera guy's like, we got to start filming. I'm like, bro, hold on, I'm fucking in the middle of a motivational talk.
Yeah.
But
no, but it's good, man, because this is the thing about the hustle as well. A lot of people get it mistaken. They think you just wake up in the morning and you go and you go and you go until you fall over.
It's bullshit. We're human beings.
That's right. You have to stop. You have to pull back, breathe, assess, because only through reflection can you grow. And if you don't reflect, you can't grow.
150%.
You like that? I got that from a book.
Did you?
Yeah. I forget which book, but I got it from.
Look, I'll write a book and we'll put that in there and we'll say it's my book.
Yeah, we can do that.
It's called Truth Be Told. You can find it on YouTube.
All right,
and what I learned from Compass.
Yep.
Because then you'll make sense of why I promote so much. My brands include Truth Be Told podcast. See you later. Compass Told.
I'll tell you what, man. I've always said this guy is not normal when it comes to promo. The shit I used to see you pull back on that Compass account was not normal.
Yeah, I used to love it. Like Compass for the best thing that Compass probably, like I said, Compass probably had to be one of the best things that's ever happened to me.
Do you think Compass brought you out of your shell a bit to like
Nah,
just to have confidence? Oh, so you're always loud.
Look,
Okay.
I think. Look, I'm still getting nervous. I'm a very confident person. Also, I got insecurities too. I'm not like
No.
Yeah,
I don't believe that.
Loud people have. I have insecurities. I don't care.
So you think being loud, you could be covering up some of your insecurities?
Look, they used to be insecurities, but now like, cause I'm more of a man, like I've accepted them as not insecurities but weaknesses that I have to improve.
Everyone's got them, but
Exactly, but they used to be insecurities, and then I realized that insecurities, they fuck you up. So I'm like, I'm 24 now.
Mm-hmm.
Why, if I know that if I start smoking now, I know I'm going to quit one day. Insecurities are like smoking. You're going to have to quit them one day. So I'm just might as well quit them as soon as I can. Mm-hmm. So the long-term effects don't fuck me. So like I said, like I was going back to the thing, I work on everything that like I'm not good at. Sometimes I'm constantly improving. Sometimes I just have stalemates. Sometimes I still, you fall back into old habits.
Yep.
But I think it's, in a spiritual way, it's like the reflection of the man you become. You have to learn your faults.
That's true.
And you have to double down on your strengths. Like the reason why I was going into the podcast, I didn't know what the fuck. Like,
Where'd that come from?
Okay. So I had a spiritual, like, away. I left a long-term relationship. I partied. I was going into a family business, and you'll laugh at the shop. My favorite thing to do is when people come in.
God.
No. Let's be gentlemen.
Where's he going, Adrian?
No.
Going?
Listen.
Yeah.
At the shop, my favorite thing to do is I love helping people. Like I love talking, because you remember in an adult store, it's like a confession box because they know I have full confidentiality. It's not like a normal like confession box that we know of, because you're not going to tell the priest everything that you do in life.
Yep.
At an adult store, they know I'm not going to walk down and say anything. So people sit there and explain their whole life. They debrief.
Really?
And yeah, because they know, like, who would have thought a 24-year-old at an adult store is actually so wise? I give 35, 50-year-olds marriage advice. I give people
Are you
life
24?
advice. I'm 24.
Come on.
Swear to God. I'm
thought
an
you
old
were
soul.
older.
I'm an old soul.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I actually thought you were a lot older.
Old soul.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. At 21, I had Compass at its peak.
That's what I was going to say, man. You've done a lot for a 24-year-old.
I've traveled around the world. Been to America twice. Been to Europe. I've run an adult store. I've built a nightclub essentially from the ground up. Because when Compass started, it was only getting 90 people.
Yeah.
And then when I left, we were averaging 850 to 900 people.
I think there was some nights that you guys had 1,200, 1,300.
I'll never forget, there was one night we had 1,100 through the door.
So I went to an AJ. Yeah, at the Slaughterific launch party. That one there.
No.
Okay.
Shout out Slaughterific.
There you go.
You can use my code. Actually, no, you can't use my code because fucking Luke Irwin got the break shit. I don't get to break nothing. I'm not plugging it until you let me break shit. Was this the same bottle he smashed?
No. Put that bottle down.
But I've lost plot now. Now I was thinking about breaking stuff in Slaughterific.
No, you're talking about
yeah. So we had 12 like 1,100 people. I mean, we had nights where we did. I know I'm not going to disclose exact figures, but we had
big nights.
Like a lot of money in VIP tables because it was all customer service.
Yep.
And as well, but like you learn a lot from that too, because in my fault that made me get an ego. I had an ego.
Yeah.
Like I had an ego, and like I had no reason. I had like it humbled me a lot. In like looking at it, reflecting on it now, it humbled me a lot because when you're, and Key said it to me once, and I fucking freaked out because later on in life when I was reflecting, I was like, "Fuck, he was right."
Key, there's one thing about Key, he's always right.
Yeah, and it's always his idea as well.
I don't know about that. We have that argument still till today, but he's always right.
Yeah,
he's very wise.
He's very wise. But again, that's because of the industry that he's in. You don't realize that when you're in events, you come across so many people.
That's true.
I've had conversations with astute businessmen. I've had conversations with apprentices. I've had conversations with girls. I'd make girls break up with their boyfriends in front of me.
Why?
No, because like the bloke was treating her like shit.
Fair enough.
I'm like, if he's,
Fair enough.
I've slapped blokes at the front of the club for grabbing a girl.
No, I don't accept any.
I used to, I used to have.
I can't have that.
I used to, but then again, my ego as well. I used to argue with girls. I'll never forget one girl walked past me. She's like, "You fucking get $25 an hour." Right. I'm like, yeah. I said, I get $25 a minute because your dumb fuck ass goes and pays. Anyway, but that, again, you learn. Like I don't condone that. That's not nice. But again, you have to go through these things in life to kind of come to the position that you're in now.
Yeah, you've been through a lot, and like you were saying, you've grown, you develop, and every day you're going to learn something new.
Oh yeah, but the club thing, man,
Taught you a lot.
So like, look, we'll go back to the story. So we started. I actually started with Key working on the weekends.
Yep.
I'll never forget my first night. My first night, I walked up to the door girl. Like, I was there for a beer, and then I walked up to the door girl. I'm like, oh, because I didn't know what the fuck we're doing. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what's this? Like, and it was dead. It was dead. And I'm like, and they were talking about some bloke who he got this number in that week before. I'm very competitive. If you ask Key, I'm super like, till it burns me competitive. Like,
It's good, but
no, it's not. It's not healthy.
you don't think so?
Look, it is. I look at it now because I've kind of channeled it. But before, I used to fucking like. Actually, you've seen me in action.
Yeah, I've seen it.
No, bro, I don't give a fuck. I'll never forget. Ronnie said something to me once. Actually,
Oh yeah. Right.
hey, shout out Ronnie. Ronnie's probably the reason why Compass was so good. He
Who's
fucked
Ronnie?
up.
Who's Ronnie?
This guy that used to work at Cleo's when Cleo's was around.
See, for me, I respect my competitors. I can't think of a competitor in any business that I actually hate. I love what they do.
I never hated him. I never hated him.
No, I know, but I'm saying like a lot of people like see someone do something they're doing, and look, my upbringing is very different because where I come from.
Oh, because you do sell eggplants?
No, that's all. No.
Oh, you sell eggplants?
The real ones. No, because like with me, when I grew up, so maybe my outlook's a bit different. I don't know, but like when I grew up and we started working at the fruit markets, I was selling onions. The guy next door to me was selling onions, and so on and so on. So for me, I always respected my competitors, and I love how they push me to go further.
100%.
You know? And I think people who look at their competitors and see them as an enemy,
Never.
I think that's the biggest mistake you can make in business. I respect my enemy's hustle more than I do my own.
The biggest thing that I learned from my competitors is that they fuel it.
100%.
They are the fuel. And you know what? Having a competitive nature, you know, if you channel it the right way, it's so important because
Absolutely.
You know, like when I first, again, but it goes back to my competitive nature. When my first night at Compass, I walked up to the girl at the door, and I'm like, how's this thing work? She's like, well, you stand at the front and you stand at the front and you have to get people in the club. I'm like, okay. I'm like, what's the average? She's like, the guy last week got 19. I'm like, yeah, all right. Dumb idea.
What'd you bring in?
33.
That's okay. It's a good start.
But for an empty night.
Yeah, it's a good start.
So I was like, and then Key's like, well, I think 2 weeks later, like 219, he's like, do you want to be the manager? Mind you, we weren't doing it, like it was still, I reckon, 100. We have these arguments these days because it's like 300. It wasn't 300. We were getting about 100, 120 people.
And you built it right up to almost 1,000.
And then that's where the promo came in. That's where I was like, you know what, this is, at that time I wasn't working in the office for Key. I was still working at the cafe. Compass was, then we did a night where we got, me and my mate Alex, we threw like an end of summer party and we got like 300 people.
Oh, wow.
At this time, I think that's when Ronnie made his comment.
Who's Ronnie?
Ronnie Marylands.
Yeah, Ronnie from Maryland.
So is he another promoter?
He's another promoter.
Okay,
But you know what?
right.
I got tremendous respect from Ronnie.
Okay.
He's still in the industry. He's still in the game. He's a gentleman. But he made a comment. He'll laugh about it too. He made a comment. He's like, he commented on one of my things because I think I said, oh yeah, we killed it. We did well, blah, 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 anything. Or he made a smart ass comment. He's like, rookie doing it like a vet.
Wow.
And I took it as disrespectful.
That's a compliment.
Yeah.
Nah, I was like, I don't know. I took it as
What's wrong with this guy?
Bro, I lost it. I was like, this motherfucker! I can't use this fucker. I was losing it.
Yeah.
Anyway, that drove me. And then like, to be honest, we had our rookie doing it like a vet moment because he came through one night. He's like 900. He's like, bro, wow, like look at you. Because I was the youngest. I had no experience. I had come out of nowhere.
You smashed it.
And we're building it up. And like I didn't give a fuck. The things that I would say, like if I saw Bo Ryan now, I'd tell Bo Ryan, can you say this on my Instagram?
Yep.
I was at the Drake concert once and I took a photo of thing. I'm like, I'm gonna get him back. Like I was used to talk shit. I used to say Rihanna was coming to I used to talk so much.
That's what I'm saying. I seen the hustle.
Bro, I didn't care because my view is
like the other day you shouted out Scott Morrison.
Bro, yeah, fucking over. I'm gonna get him on my podcast, but me and Scott, and you know what I'd love to get? Oh, I would love to chop it up with the New Zealand Prime Minister.
Oh, Jacinta.
She is amazing. Not physically, but not like
She's done a good job.
She's amazing. Like what a woman. What a woman. If I can get a wife like that, come find me on AJ Papadatos. You know what I mean, baby girl? But yeah, I think.
So you think you're gonna get a woman like the New Zealand Prime Minister?
Oh yeah.
You think you're gonna get that?
Look,
if that's what you really want, but I think someone who's aspiring to be Prime Minister, do you think they're going to be okay with the adult industry?
What? She can't be in the sex party?
We'll save that for podcast number 2. All right. So Compass smashed it, killed it.
So Compass was a
rookie slams it like a vet.
2 year rise, and it became an absolute. I was selling tables out. Actually, before I started working for Key, he got me to start. I asked him, I'm like, look, I want to do marketing. I was still working for him on the weekends. I want to do marketing during the week. That's what I want to do.
Yep.
He got me an internship with this fucking gronk. She was. I'm not going to name her name, but she was a cokehead. Anyway.
Yep.
And I'll never forget it. I'm like, I worked for her for a month. And I was killing it. I was smashing it. She was getting me to book her trips to Ibiza, this and that. Like, I'm like, I'm not fucking. And I said to her, I said, look, before you go to Ibiza, I'm like, am I going to get a job here? Like, I haven't worked for a month. Like, luckily, I was always a good saver. So I always had money. I'm like, I haven't worked for a month. Like, what's the siege? She's like, oh, I'll talk to you when I get back from Ibiza. I'm like, all right. Fuck you. So I just sent her a nice polite message. Look, thank you for your time. But unfortunately, blah, blah. And I think she sent me one message like, oh, like a rude, like trying to manipulate me. Anyway, she's definitely still in business today.
Oh, she's out?
I don't know, but she can go fuck herself. Anyway, and then I felt guilty because I got a very big heart. I felt guilty. So I messaged Kay. I'm like, Kay, look, man, I just want to apologize because you got me that opportunity. Like, I just want to say sorry because like thing. Anyway, he's like, why don't you work at Bondi Juice?
Oh, so you went to Bondi Juice?
I worked at Bondi Juice for 3 days.
Yeah. That's not your hustle.
3 days, bro. 3 days. And I said, look, out of respect, I can't do this, bro. And he's like, I'll never forget it. We were in Strathfield and he sat me down and he's like, mind you, he's like, what? He's like, why didn't you come work for me? At this stage as well, Compass hadn't really built, like we're doing okay, but like we're doing okay.
Compass hadn't started popping yet.
Yeah, we're doing Cleo numbers. Like we hadn't started popping yet. And then he's like, he offered me a job. So why didn't you come work for me? And at the time I'm thinking, bro, I don't know, like, is this like dodgy? Like, I don't know what the fuck he does. Like, you look at Key, like we always have this conversation. You look at Key and you're like, he's just scary. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck he does.
Yeah, and look, we, a lot of people don't know. Like we had Key on the podcast recently, and we actually touched on that. The game that he was in, nightclubs and everything like that. You naturally assume that.
Look, the nightclubs again, like the adult industry, very taboo.
It is, and we had that conversation. But much like yourself and the way your family runs, the adult
it's
stores,
a normal business.
He runs it like a clean shop.
Exactly, and again, I've worked for him, so I know it's a completely clean shop. And anyway, actually, to be honest, at the time, my girlfriend at the time was like, "Look, why don't you just do it? Fuck it. Like, you got nothing else. You got nothing else to do." And I'm like, well, all right, fine, fuck it. Did it, smashed it. And
but you own that space.
But hold on, at the start, it was like. It was tough because Key was still trying to learn how to manage me as well because I'm a firecracker.
Yep.
And
Key's very hands-on.
Very hands-on. Key's the thing. And then I remember it was like one moment and he sat me down in his office. He's like, you know what? Fuck it. And this is the best thing he ever done. He's like, fuck it. I'm going to let you make your mistakes. I'm going to let you fuck up. I'm not going to control what you do. Yep. You do you.
That's it. Best
right. And then that he'll know like that moment just went, boom.
That's it.
We're doing takeovers. We're doing fucking thing, and I was like getting into arguments and I was selling tables flat. I'll be at dinner selling tables on the table. I was like, my work rate was just disgusting. Like, to be honest with you, it had played things on my personal life as well. You know, but you learn from it. Like now I know balance. Now I understand like you have to prioritize and stuff. I didn't have priorities back then. Compass was my priority. That was my life.
It was.
And you know, and but would I change anything? Never. No, I would not change because I learned so much on how to, you know, promote. Promote like you promote. There was a thing the other day that I saw. It was so important. You know, who's the most important person in a business?
I think
this is a tough question. Go.
So everyone's got a different opinion on this.
Yeah,
everyone does. I think the team. Like I can't. It's a team. I don't even think it's the owner.
No, I don't agree.
No, who do you think?
The person who sells the product.
Yeah.
Because if you don't got someone selling the product, you got no money coming in.
Yeah, true.
So that it taught like what Compass taught me is that you always have to be selling. You always have to be promoting. Whether it's self promotion, whether it's thing, like whether it's like product. But again, that also comes with a price, especially in the nightclub industry, because you get an ego.
Yeah,
I had a close friend who he ran events and shit, and we got into it one night, and like, man, probably, out of all the things, I probably regret it the most. We're both in the wrong. We're both in the wrong. We used to have a very close relationship, and then after that, it dissolved. After the incident we had, it just dissolved. And like, to be honest with you, it's probably one of my regrets. Well, in a couple of years, we might sit down and sort that out. But you know, and again, that's another thing that Kay taught me as well. Like the one thing Compass taught me is the fucking things that Kay taught me. Kay taught me, man, to never fucking let your foot off that pulse.
No, you can't.
I was like, I'd be fucking 1 a.m. replying to emails, 3 a.m. replying to emails, selling tables. I was selling out tables 5 weeks, 6 weeks in advance.
Yeah, bro. No, you're a gun. You're a gun.
I'll never forget one night we were killing it. 4 or 5 weeks sold out. And then 1 week I had like a fucking tornado week. Empty.
Oh, really? Just out of nowhere?
Like we still had the guest list numbers were pumping. I only had 3 tables out of the 8 that we had.
Yep.
And like, imagine being on top of the world, top thrashing, and then you just cop this and you're like, I don't know how to deal with this. And then I'm like, fuck. And then I told myself, I'm like, all right, you know what? You just got to stay positive.
And was that after you had like a cracker season? Like
no,
you were on fire?
The 3 weeks after that night.
You had a cracker.
No, we're already sold out.
Yeah.
So let's say it was 3 weeks, so 4 weeks. The first week, empty. Then the 3 weeks already, we hadn't gotten to that first week yet. It was empty. And then the next 3 weeks already sold out. So it was
but what caused the slump?
I don't know. Anyway, and this is where like my drive came in. On the night, I'm like to Kay, like Kay's tripping out too. Kay's like, maybe this is it. Like fucking I'm thinking, fuck you, don't talk, leave it, don't talk.
Yep.
I get there, and I'm like, nah, fuck this. Not on my fucking watch. I was losing. I'm not on my fucking watch. I was in a shit mood. I had a Red Bull, I had a Scotch, and I never used to drink on the job. Kay used to thought everyone used to thought I was doing coke. Yeah. I swear to God, everyone used to thought I used to.
And I guess that's a bit of the tarnish that comes with being in the nightclub game.
No, but I didn't, because everyone hears my personality and they're like, oh no,
it's just who he is.
One bloke's like, actually, Kay's cousin's like to him, is he on crack? He must be snorting coke. Kay started laughing. He's like, no, that's him. That's him. Because I was 3 a.m. and I was buzzing, but empty. Only 3 tables.
Yep.
I sold that night out in 2 hours.
What, you just jumped out the front or jumped on the phone?
I was at the front.
At the front.
And I was on the phone. I was messaging people. I'm like, come through.
And that's the hustle. This is what I'm saying.
And to the day,
you have to hustle that.
The same, not lower, like I wasn't selling like lower tier tables, like $1,000 tables. I was selling $2,000, $3,000 tables. Yeah,
you're going hard.
And I'm like that. On the night, a bloke rocked up. He was with like 6 girls.
Yep.
And I'm like to him,
yep.
You going? Are you staying? What are you doing? You want to jump in? Were you there that night? Sure. John, have you had a truth be told?
Stop promoting. Come on.
Smart man. Let's go. Anyway, we're going to be here till 12 a.m. We might as well get a compass. And then it was two, 3 grand tables. Yep. And there was a bloke outside and he was with 6 girls. I said, look, man, we're sold out tonight. Mind you, I still had 3 tables.
Oh, wow.
Look, man, we're sold out tonight. Look, if I were you, I can make something available for you.
Yep.
And, you know, I'll look after you. He's like, oh, I swear I'll get a $1,500 table. Done. Bang.
Sold.
And then I ended up selling out the other 2. And but again, I think you have to have that competitive drive too.
I think so, but it's, you know, and I think anyone can have it. I don't think you're born with it or you're not. I think some people have it like naturally, but anyone can get it if they want to get it. Like, you have to go for it.
1,000% agree.
You have to go for it.
I think 1,000% agree.
Let's go into this. I want to go into my favorite 5. You ready?
What's that?
Don't worry about it. It's nothing that you sell. Don't stress.
I can give you my favorite.
All right.
five
I think I know the answer to this, but I want to go for it. Most important mentor. And this one's going to be interesting for me. I like these 5 for you because I know you're into philosophy and learning and teaching. So
mentor that I know related like this.
it can be
the thing.
no, it doesn't. You don't have to know them. Who's
My mum.
your mum? Love that.
My
So
mum.
because you were saying your mum's a natural born hustler.
Hustler and also values.
Yeah.
You can be a hustler, but you can be a scumbag.
True.
You know, but she taught me values, morals, how to respect, how to handle situations and stuff like that. Did I listen half the time? No, I fucked up, made my own mistakes, but we'll get there.
No, everyone makes them. It's about learning, you know, reflecting, growing, moving forward. All right. See, I think I know the one answer to this. So I'm going to ask anyway. Greatest influencer on your hustle?
My mum.
Fuck, still mum.
Yeah.
Oh,
Kay
wow.
had a very strong influence on me.
Yep.
Kay had a very strong influence on being able to diversify and also relationships. Kay taught me a lot how to better hone in on relationships. That's what I learned about from Kay. Kay, like, he still shakes hands with people that he's known from 10 years ago that he doesn't even talk to because it's the level of respect factor that he gives. And he taught me that you have to. I've always been very respectful, and the good thing is because I'm an old soul, I get along with older people. But he taught me how to actually like value relationships and maintain them, and you don't have to. There has to be no benefit in relationships. Every relationship I have, I don't see any benefit in it. If business comes from it, it does.
So you seen my post the other day.
Which one?
The relationship is more important than the product.
I think so.
There you go. See?
Make
Make sure you like that. I need the likes.
Man, I fucking share your things. I like your things.
All right. This one's cool. Your biggest hustle mistake? Because you're only 24, bro. But
None.
See?
None.
This is how you know he's a real hustler.
None.
Every person who I ask that question to says the same thing.
None. Because you know why? Every mistake has led me to the lessons that I've learned.
100%.
You can't. I used to be like, why did it happen to me? Why me? Why me? But I just changed. Try me now. What I learned from it, because you're always learning from
true.
not even hustle, but relationships too. Relationships, situations in life. You have to. The world is your oyster in the sense that you can do whatever you want, but you have to be willing to grow and learn from whatever you want.
This guy is smooth. You're very smooth.
You can catch me on reputable.
All right. I like that. All right, man. Now.
That was 3.
Yeah, that was the third one. That was the third one.
All right.
Now, this one here I like. So I know you. You're all over social media. You know every account, and you
Do you
know
want to
who's
hear a
doing
funny
what.
story? I hate social media.
I know, but it's a
If I could-
necessity now.
If I made millions, like Sam millions, I would disappear. I would get rid of social media. Actually,
I hear that a lot, actually.
I used to say when I finish Compass, I'm gone off social media.
Yep.
But social media is pivotal, man. Like, but I'm a very social person, but naturally I hate social media. I don't like showing off. Like, I don't.
But why does it have to be a show off?
Because you're always constantly promoting yourself. But what I've learned this year is you have to be authentically you.
100%.
I have more for I hang out with people that wear 100 Givenchy tops, but I'm more comfortable in a white tee, black tee. Like, I think when you're just your authentic self, the right people come into your life.
It's very true because
And business opportunities and the right things. Because you're getting someone at face, like you're getting the product at its rawest element. No extra sugar, no extra nothing. Like, you're getting the product at you're right. I'm my own product, I'm my own brand. I'm my rawest element. That's why I swear. That's why I think. And the good thing is, in 10 years' time, everyone's gonna see the growth.
yeah, true.
People look. The problem with our generation is they look at social media and they think, oh, they see this, they see the cars, they see the girls, they see this. They don't see the shit that people used to have to do. I used to work 12-hour days.
I know.
They're not that. I mean, I'm nothing special. I like to be like, I try to be humble. I'm nothing special, but like, you know, do you look at people with the crazy abs and stuff, and you're like, these blokes done over fucking 500,000 sit-ups.
Yeah,
You
true.
know, well,
10,000 hours.
you do one little fucking crunch, and you're like, where's my fucking abs? No,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. I think that's the negativity of social media, and we had this conversation again like a few weeks back on the podcast. Social media can be a very powerful weapon with the right intention, and can be a very negative weapon with the wrong intention. And I think that's something I would like to see change. I don't know if we will see
never
it change, but yeah, I'd like to see more real content. It is what it is. Show your scars. You know, show
Yeah,
your
that's
scars.
what I love.
Yeah.
I don't give a. I'll talk about how many fuck ups I've done. I'll talk about all the dumb stuff I've done. I've talked about, like, I don't care, because at the end of the day, I'm gonna go into a box one day. That's how I see it. That's how I treat life. I'm going into a box either way.
Yep.
Now, am I doing this world any service? Am I doing my family any service if I'm just going to be the fake me?
No.
Or are they going to remember my thing like, fuck, you know what? Like, back to history. I love the warrior who's got the armor, but you see all the battle scars on it.
Yeah.
The smooth seas never made a skilled sailor.
It's true.
You know?
It's true. You got to wear your heart on your sleeve.
Fucking
You know?
right.
It is what it is, and we don't do that now. No. I think it's never been more important to do it, like to actually do that, but I don't think that we do. I think everyone's really caught up in the image that they think they need to perceive. And for me, man, like I was getting hit up, constantly, business advice and things like that, and people see what we do, and they, if you're not from business or you haven't been too involved in it, you look at it and it does look glorious. It's not glorious.
Nah.
It's great, and I love doing it, and I'll do it for the rest of my life. But it's a battle.
See, I'm like you.
Every day's a battle.
I'll never retire. I couldn't retire.
No, I won't. I won't retire.
I'll go to the grave. Even if I have to do something little, I'll go to the grave.
What's that saying you have on the top of your store?
Which one?
Better to wear out than rust out.
What are the... Man.
But I love that. I've never heard that before. I like that.
That's to be honest with you, that's like Theodore Roosevelt, mate.
Yeah, I love
if
that.
anyone's ever going to look at someone as inspired, go look at Theodore Roosevelt. What a man.
Yeah, he did big things for America.
But he just had this attitude. Like, people got to look at his story. His story is insane. I want to get him on the podcast. Shocky's been dead for 100 years.
All right, stop promoting. Go back 10 years. You're 14. Why do I keep coming back to this 14-year-old thing? I had a guy on last week. We were talking about that. And he was 14. What would you tell yourself? Because you were hustling at 14 for sure. You were at Bay Vista, weren't you?
Nothing.
Nah,
Nothing.
fucking bullshit. Yeah, you're 14. You're at Bay Vista.
Yeah, but I was actually very switched on at 14. When I was in year 10, I was working at Bay Vista. I would save my money like crazy. I walked into Caliber, and back then Caliber was very expensive.
Yeah, it was.
I walked into Caliber by myself as a 14-year-old. When's year 10? I think I was 15. I was 15 in year 10 because I was younger.
Yep.
15, I walked into Caliber, and I bought my own suit, my year 10 formal suit. Then I went into Guess and bought a nice watch as well. They were freaking out. So where'd you get this money? I worked and I saved.
You have to work and save, especially when you're young.
So if I could go back and tell myself one thing, I'd probably say read more.
Yeah, that's what I want you to share.
You know?
Because we don't read, we don't research, but you need to.
You have to, like, you don't realize how powerful reading is. Even if you can read 20 pages and get one line.
100%.
That one line is just like
100%.
impact you and be like, what the fuck? Like, I was reading a book today. I read a book the other day and I read it on my whiteboard. The one line is like, again, it goes to manifestation. Like, you have to feel, our brain doesn't know the difference between reality and our imagination.
Our brain doesn't know the difference between reality.
No, I don't think
and
I
our
explained it right.
imagination.
Like, our brain doesn't know the difference of feeling. Like, for example, if I won, I'll do it with my house, like the house that I'm going to move. Also, words are very powerful too. Yeah. How you talk. Like, I can say I'm gonna or I will.
I will.
A will is more powerful. So, my brain, if I say, if I picture in my head and I feel like I've gotten the keys to my new place, that feeling, my brain doesn't know the difference of that and actually having it. He thinks I've already got it because in my body I've started that feelings. Emotions are very powerful. When you're younger, because you remember punch buggies.
Yeah.
Okay. Every time you're in a car, your mind is conditioned to look for a punch buggy. So if that's what it's like, and if we go modern day times, this is how I explain to my 13-year-old brother the law of attraction.
Yep.
I said to him on Instagram, he likes basketball.
Yep.
And shock Instagram models with big booties. We're definitely related.
Yeah.
He was on thing, and he was upset at a game. He was losing it at 2K NBA.
Yep.
And I'm like, I think you don't. He kept losing. I said, you don't understand something. He's like, what? He got aggressive. Shocked that I slapped him, but he got aggressive.
This guy's going to jail.
Anyway, mate, old school. And he's 18, not 14. Don't call dogs. He's 12, but he's like, he got aggressive. And I said to him, let me ask you something. When you win and you feel good and you think, what happens? He's like, I'll keep winning. I'm like, all right. When you're angry and you feel sad, what happens? Like, I keep losing. I said, on Instagram, when you constantly, because they're in that age and that era. I'm like on Instagram, when you're constantly liking photos of basketball, what happens on your home feed? He's like, it's all basketball.
That's right.
I'm like, so in your mind, your Instagram algorithm is exactly like your mind. If you focus on the good, your life will project the good. Now,
100%.
life is also a battleground, but you have to learn to find glory in dancing in the rain. But if you focus on the negatives, that's why you see people who are negative people and all of like, fuck. Why is it always you that or this happens and that happens? It's always you.
100%.
Because what happens is their mind is so attracted to negativity. When you focus on positivity and you focus on that's why you see people from nothing end up with everything in life, because when you focus on the things you want, you gravitate towards it. When you get in the car, you want to get that punch buggy before your brother or sister gets that punch buggy. So you're going to focus on it. So what's the difference? So if you're looking for a punch buggy, what's the difference with your goals? What's the difference with the things you want in life?
Yeah, it's true. You can't do negative. You can't do negative whatsoever.
You're gonna have shit days. That's life.
100%.
But you can't bathe in that negativity.
No, for me, that's it. We just have a mantra. We don't do negative. Something negative comes up, it's unavoidable. Negative shit will come up. It has to be in and out in 30 minutes, no longer. Like, it's gone.
You're gonna have to smash through that brick wall, pick those bricks up, recycle them, and build yourself up higher.
I like that. Is that from a book?
No, that's actually, I just came up with that. I can talk some shit sometimes, but
What's
What's
the book that's motivated you and influenced you the most? There has to be one. I've got one that changed my whole outlook on everything.
To be honest with you, with this whole, because you know what, like you would know, it's nerve-wracking getting on a podcast. It's nerve-wracking getting in front of a thing. And also, it's the fear of, fuck, what are people going to say about me? I'm talking shit, I'm talking crazy,
100%.
I'm being myself. What are people going to say about me? The thing that changed, the book that changed my life, I've read it multiple times, Think and Grow Rich.
I haven't read that. You know, all the books I've got, I've never read that book.
Think and Grow Rich has to be, it's very old, but if you apply the methods of it, you'll be surprised.
Yeah, I've never read it. I've heard great things about it, and I just haven't got to it.
Have you read it? What would you read? We're gonna get you into reading.
He only reads sales reports.
Lebo memes.
He only reads sales reports and customer lists.
Very, very good. Very, very good businessman.
See, for me, I read a book. Was actually written by the founder of McDonald's, the franchise system. It was called Behind the Arches. And what I've seen in that book, see, I don't know about you, like growing up in a family business, especially if you're into business, I always looked at my family business as the worst business in the world. I'm thinking like, why are we doing this? How come these guys can do it right? How come we're doing it wrong? And it wasn't until I read Behind the Arches by Ray Kroc, it changed everything for me. Like, this guy who had 60 or 70 stores and another 30 or 40 being built, and he was broke. Not a dollar in the bank. He actually had to sit all his suppliers around a table and say, listen, we're fucked. We got no money to pay you guys, but I need you to lend me money so I can finish building these stores so we can make money to pay you. And when I looked at that and I said, and that's what changed the whole thing for me when I look at major companies. You look at major companies like, we're small, they're massive, they're doing something right, we're doing something wrong. When you look at it, they've got more problems than anyone else, you know, but they hustle through. And
people who are multi-millionaires, billionaires, they got more problems than us.
100%.
Every different level calls for a different devil.
Yeah, true. I like that. Isn't that?
Do you know what I mean?
You're on fire tonight.
Hey, it's the Just Hustle podcast. I have to bring my A game. I bring my A+ game on Truth Be Told, but
all right. Before he keeps promoting, we're going to leave.
But but the thing that I love about McDonald's is people don't realize this. They're a real estate company.
They are.
Yeah, that's their like. My cousins have McDonald's. Shocked.
Oh, really?
They're also Greek. Shocked.
Oh, wow.
But like,
that's a mad franchise to be involved with.
But like he started my uncle. Or he's my cousin's cousin. But when they were McDonald's, they're your cousin. The main thing is my uncle. He started from the ground up. Like, he started at the register, went to McDonald's University because they have the universities and stuff.
It's like a 9-month program.
Yeah, went to McDonald's and then he just worked his way and bought one, and then I think now they got quite a few.
Yep.
They had one in Parramatta at one stage. in the Westfields.
What McDonald's?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, so your cousin's cousin owned the McDonald's in Parramatta.
Yeah,
Oh,
in
wow.
the Westfields.
Oh wow.
Very legitimate character calling me.
Man, we can go on all night, eh? Fuck. I think what we'll do, we have to split into two.
Yeah, that's all right.
That's it, bro. Adrian, thanks for saying a lot on the show today.
Hey, Adrian, you man.
And
Thanks
I never knew how much of a man of many words you are.
he's not usually this quiet. That's why we invited him on. But
I'm
today
not normally this talkative.
It was really interesting, man. I was just listening.
That was only half the
I learned
story,
a lot.
man.
What was your favorite part?
You know what? I actually wanted to ask you.
Talk to me. You've been asking questions all night, bro.
I know. Is it awkward working in the adult shop? Family.
I mean, but like, I don't actually work with family. There's only one person in the store at a time.
Okay.
Working, and look, I'll quickly touch on it. Working in an adult store has been one of the best things in my life. People don't realize how powerful being able to break down barriers is. I can speak to anybody. Like, as I've had women come in with their best friends and they're like, I'm never, like 40, 50, I'm never gonna buy a toy. Fuck this, blah, blah, blah. Shocked that they walk out $200 later.
It's that smoothness,
Because
smoothness.
my job is not to sell. My job is to educate. When I educate people,
You got to stop saying that.
why?
Because everyone's getting the wrong idea about it.
Well,
How do you educate in an adult store?
Let me tell you, the store's at 322, the Kingsway Carrying Bar. Come in and I'll teach you how I educate. not in a sleazy manner.
We're shutting the show down before we get shut down.
Joe's got 15 messages from his wife. That's it. She's lost it.
Thanks guys for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Watching the show, man. But we're definitely going to get you
Part two?
back. We're definitely going to do a part 2, bro. And that whole part 2 is on a whole different topic,
You're the one who kept bringing the eggplants up.
mate.
I own a fruit company.
Thanks, guys. Catch you next time.
Overgrown eggplants.
Bye.